What number comes next in this sequence given in descending order? 8,128, 496, 28, and which?
Southampton Evans.
6.
6. Perfect numbers, yes. Listen carefully. Answer as soon as your name is called. Take the word machine, discount those letters that are not Roman numerals, and tell me what 4-digit decimal number is represented by the remainder.
York Carrick.
2001.
Anyone like to buzz from Somerville?
Somerville Carbonite.
1101.
Correct, yes. 1101 NCI. Right, these bonuses are on eponymous shape Somerville College. A figure of 8-shaped curve with the polar equation r squared equals a squared cos 2 theta is called the lemniscate of which Swiss mathematician?
Gauss? Was he... Sorry?
Yeah, Gauss.
Maybe Gauss is... Euler.
No, it's Bernoulli. Curves defined by the bipolar equation RR dash equals k squared, consisting of either two ovals or a single oval, are known as the ovals of which Italian-born astronomer?
Galileo.
No, it's Cassini. A spiral with polar equation R equals a theta is named after which Greek mathematician who described it in his treatise on spirals in 225 BC?
Would this be Archimedes or Euclid? I don't know. What do you think?
Euclid. Archimedes or
Euclid.
Euclid.
Because I was just thinking, the Archimedes screw is a spiral, isn't it? But
Okay.
Euclid did geometry, but it could be Archimedes. Yeah, try.
Okay, Archimedes. Are we happy? Archimedes.
Correct. 10 points for this. Let's answer as soon as you buzz. For the hexahedron or cube, what number is obtained by adding the number of vertices to the number of faces and then subtracting the number of edges?
York Carrick.
2.
Correct. Somerville, these bonuses are on physicists born on the 5th of December. Firstly, noted for his work on grand unified theories, which US physicist won the Nobel Prize in 1979 for his contributions to the unification of electromagnetism and the weak nuclear force?
Feynman.
No, it's Glashow, Sheldon Glashow. Which British physicist won the Nobel Prize in 1950 for his use of photographic emulsions to discover the pion?
Do we have any physicists that spring to mind?
I think of British physicists.
Rutherford.
No, it's Cecil Powell. And finally, which German physicist won the Nobel Prize in 1932 and is associated with uncertainty principle?
Heisenberg. Heisenberg.
Heisenberg is correct, yes. Somerville College are on physics. What isotope is used as the standard for the relative measurement of molecular masses?
Which one is it? Carbon 12. Yeah.
Carbon 12.
Correct. What name is given to the amount of a substance which contains as many molecules as 12 grams of carbon 12?
1 mole. Yeah.
A mole.
Correct. To one significant figure, how many molecules are there in 1 mole of a substance?
6 times 10 to the 26 point. Yeah, 6 times 10 to the 23.
6 times 10 to the power 23.
Correct. 10 points for this. In topology, what term describes a function between topological spaces for which the inverse image of any open set is open, a definition that captures the informal notion that the function changes gradually as the variable changes?
Downing-Rees.
Convex.
No, anyone like to buzz from Queens?
Queen's Greenwood.
Concave.
No, it's continuous. 10 points for this. In his office at Princeton University, Albert Einstein displayed portraits of Faraday, Newton, and which Scottish scientist who gives his name to a set of 4...
Downing-Morgan.
James Clerk Maxwell.
Correct. Downing College, these bonuses are on scientists involved in quantum mechanics. Which German scientist, firstly, gives his name to the principle that one cannot simultaneously know the exact momentum and position of a particle?
Heisenberg.
Correct. Which Austrian scientist gives his name to the principle whose consequence is that no 2 electrons in a molecule can be in the same quantum state?
Pauli.
Correct. Which Austrian scientist conjectured the possibility of a cat that was simultaneously dead and alive?
Schrödinger.
Correct. Tennis. The name of which composite nuclear particle containing 6 quarks forms the first 8 letters of a book of the Old Testament?
Queen's Green.
Deuteronomy.
No, anyone want to buzz from Downing?
Downing Morgan.
Deuteron.
Deuteron is correct, yes. Deuteronomy was the book of the Old Testament. Right, your bonuses down in college are on mathematics. Given a mathematical function f, what name is given to the function whose composition with f equals the identity function?
Inverse.
Correct. Written as a function of y, what is the inverse of the function y equals x plus 1, all raised to the power 3?
So it's going to be x to the third minus 1. It's a function of y, right?
Yeah.
X to the third minus 1.
X to the third minus 1.
No, it's the cube root of y minus 1.
Oh,
And finally, written as a function of y, what is the inverse of the function y equals e to the power x?
ln of y.
That's correct, the natural logarithm of y. Meanings of which 6-letter word include a point at which the Hessian determinant of a function of 2 variables is negative, a point on a surface that's a maximum in one planar cross-section and a minimum in another.
Klashanovsky.
Saddle.
Correct. Given a logical proposition, what term describes the equivalent statement derived by interchanging and negating both the subject and...
Klashanovsky.
Contrapositive.
Correct. Well done. These bonuses, Clare College, are on complex function theory. Firstly, what term describes a complex function of a complex variable having a complex derivative at every point of its domain and, in consequence, having derivatives of all orders?
Analytic.
Correct. The surnames of which 2 mathematicians are associated with the pair of equations linking the partial derivatives of the real and imaginary parts of a complex analytic function?
Nominationovsky. Sturm Louisville.
No, it's Cauchy and Riemann. And finally, which famous complex analytic function has Taylor series expansion equal to the sum over non-negative n of z to the power n divided by n factorial?
The exponential function.
Correct. Electron, muon and tau are the 3 types of which?
Christchurch Macaulay.
Neutrino.
Correct. Listen carefully. For which positive integers n does a real polynomial of degree n necessarily have a real root?
Christchurch Macaulay.
Even numbers.
Anyone like to buzz from Claire?
Claire Wright.
3.
No, it's odd integers generally when n is odd. 10 points for this. Which interpretation of quantum mechanics is named after the European city where...
Southampton Loxham.
Copenhagen interpretation.
Correct. In terms of Boltzmann's constant K and the temperature T, what is the average kinetic energy per molecule of a monoclinic...
Southampton Evans.
3/2 kT.
That's correct, yes, 3/2K. Answer as soon as your name is called. In mathematics, what are the 4 roots of unity?
Southampton to Co.
+1, -1, I and minus I.
Correct, yeah. What given name is shared by the Nobel laureate who formulated the exclusion principle in quantum physics, the author of the 19...
Trinity Freeland.
Wolfgang.
Wolfgang is correct, yes. Points for this. In physics, what term describes a collision between 2 objects where the relative speed of approach before the collision and the relative speed of recession afterwards are the same?
Pete House Davis.
Elastic.
Elastic is correct. Set of bonuses for you now. On solid-state physics, what term denotes the addition of impurities into a semiconductor in order to change its electrical properties?
I don't know. Think of something. Like instasis. I don't know.
Instasis.
No, it's doping. Undoped semiconductors with no impurities present are known as what?
Pure semiconductors?
No, they're intrinsic semiconductors. What name is used for extrinsic semiconductors where the dopant atom provides extra conduction electrons?
Any suggestions? No, they're not superconductors. Hypersemiconductors.
Hypersemiconductors.
No, they're N-type semiconductors. 10 points for this. In physics, the inverse square root of the product of the permeability and the permittivity of the vacuum is best at...
Queen's Phillips.
Speed of light.
Speed of light is right, yes. These bonuses are on mathematics, Manchester. Given a sequence of n positive real numbers, what name is given to the nth root of their product?
The end. I've got absolutely no idea. I've never heard about that before. Just get
Prime.
No, it's the geometric mean. Secondly, the arithmetic geometric mean inequality states that the arithmetic mean of a sequence of numbers is always larger than their geometric mean. When does equality hold in this relation?
When it's convergent, say that maybe.
When it's convergent.
No, it's when and only when all numbers are equal. And finally, what's the geometric mean of the numbers 2, 5 and 100?
Wait, what is 2, 5, 100? Wait, 2 times them together in the square. Okay, right, so 2 times 3. Okay.
1,000 would be 100. 100?
Yeah, that's not the square. Just take root 1,000.
Root 1,000?
Which root of 1,000?
Positive root of 1,000.
No, it's 10. Listen carefully. What is the magnitude of the electric field inside a spherical shell of charge Q and radius r?
Queen's Phillips.
0.
Correct. The subatomic particles known as neutrinos can interact through two fundamental forces. One is gravity. What's the other?
It's, isn't it electrostatic radiation? That's good.
Force is, isn't it the weak force?
Yeah.
How'd you say that? The weak force.
Correct. The weak force has a short effective range, smaller than an atomic nucleus, because of what property of its mediating particles, the W and Z bosons?
They have half the charge, I think.
They have half the charge.
No, it's their mass. And finally, unlike other forces, the weak force can violate the conservation of a property of particles called flavor, allowing one type of neutrino to transform into another. It can also transform a down quark into an up quark in what common form of radioactivity?
Alpha's to do with helium, isn't it? Alpha is the nucleus.
Beta.
Beta is correct, yes. Your bonuses are on quantum physics. Heisenberg's original uncertainty relation concerned which two observable properties of a particle?
It's its location and its momentum.
Yeah, location and momentum.
Position and momentum is correct, yes. Quantitatively, the product of the two uncertainties is always greater than or equal to the unreduced Planck's constant, h, divided by what number?
Speed of light.
No, it's 4 pi. A similar uncertainty relationship exists between energy and what quantity?
Mass.
No, it's time. The total surface area of which solid figure can be calculated with the formula pi rl plus pi r squared?
Liverpool Spencer.
Cone.
Correct. These bonuses are on an algorithm, Liverpool. After a British electrical engineer born 1918, Booth's multiplication algorithm is used to multiply what? Quickly.
Pass.
It's two-signed binary numbers. Give your answer in binary. What is binary value 1001 divided by binary value 11?
1 0.
No, it's 11. In computing, a nibble contains how many bits?
2.
No, it's 4. Barbershop, drinker, lottery, raven, exception, liar and Socratic may all precede which word? Used in...
Reading Dunleavy.
Method.
No, I'm afraid you lose 5 points. Used in logic, decision theory and several branches of mathematics. It denotes an argument that produces an inconsistency.
Sir S. McKean.
Paradox.
Paradox is correct. These bonuses are on mathematics, sirs. Which self-taught mathematician discovered by G.H. Hardy became the second Indian to be elected a Fellow of the Royal Society, cited for his contributions to the theory of elliptic functions and the theory of numbers?
I just knew it was that Indian chap. No.
Pass. Sorry.
It's Ramanujan Srivanasa. The Hardy-Ramanujan number 1729, which on a particular occasion was Hardy's taxicab number, became famous because Ramanujan realised that it was the smallest number having what property?
It's uninteresting. It's got no quality at all. I think it's the...
Okay. Nominate figure eight.
It has no particular interest.
It may not to you, matey, but to him it had a lot of interest because it could be represented in two ways as the sum of two cubes. And finally, this property of the number 1729 was discussed by Anthony Hopkins' character in the 2005 film adaptation of which Pulitzer Prize-winning play?
Oh, it's not good. Oh, I know it's on that number.
A beautiful mind. Oh, I think it's proof.
Proof?
Yes, well done. For this, listen carefully. Answer as soon as your name is called. A segment of wire has resistance R. If its cross-sectional area is doubled, what is the new value of the wire's resistance?
Reading Burgess.
Is it R by 4? R divided by 4?
Nope. One of you buzzed SOAS?
SOAS Weber.
No, it's a half R, R over 2. So another starter. 10 points for this. In trigonometry, what term describes the ratio of the length of the hypotenuse to the length of the side adjacent to an acute angle in...
SOAS Weber.
Cosine.
No, you lose 5 points. An acute angle in a right-angled triangle. Come on.
Reading Tudge.
Cosine?
No, it's the... She just said that.
Sorry.
It was wrong. It's secant. 10 points. 10 points for this. 355 over 113, 223 over 71 and 22 over 7 are all rational numerical approximations...
Reading Burgess.
Pi?
Of pi, yes. Answer as soon as your name is called. Give the dictionary spelling of the geometrical term isosceles.
Reading Tudge.
ISOSESCLES.
SOAS Vivian Neal.
ISOC.
No, sorry. It's ISOSCELES. Which 19th century English mathematician gives his name to an algebra used in logic and information theory that's
Manchester Day.
Boole is right, yes. Boolean algebra. 40 Eridani B was among the first characterized examples of what type of dense star which is supported against gravity by electron degeneracy pressure? Sirius B is another example.
Neutron star?
Neutron star?
No, it's a white dwarf. If a white dwarf gathers enough matter to exceed the Chandrasekhar limit, a mass of about 1.4 times that of the Sun, it may undergo runaway thermonuclear fusion, resulting in what type of stellar explosion?
Are they going to want which type of supernova?
Which giant supernova? Anyway.
Okay.
Supernova?
It's a type 1a supernova, yes. White dwarfs have a density of approximately 1 billion kilograms per cubic metre. This is far surpassed by what stellar objects, the remnants of other types of supernova?
Black hole, right?
Black hole?
No, they're neutron stars. Right, because of its depth, Boulby Mine houses a detector that searches for what component of the universe discerned from its gravitational effects rather than its luminosity.
Gravitational waves or black... Wait, what did you say? Features or effects?
Gravitational.
Yeah, gravitational waves.
Gravitational waves?
No, it's dark matter. 10 points for this. What word is both an alternative name for a refractory metallic element and the surname of the British scientist who designed the technical software suite?
Trinity Freeland.
Wolfram?
Wolfram is correct. Bonuses are on probability theory this time, Trinity College. Given two independent events in a probability space, each with probability 1/2, what is the probability of both events occurring?
1/4.
Correct. Given two mutually exclusive events in a probability space, each with probability 1/2, what is the probability of at least one event occurring?
1.
Correct. Given two mutually exclusive events in a probability space, each with probability 1/2, what is the probability of both events occurring?
0.
Correct. 5 minutes ago, 10 points for this. Born in 1837, which Dutch physicist gives his name to the bond or forces caused by the interaction?
Manchester Day.
Van der Waals?
Correct. These bonuses, SOAS, are on cosmology. The 2011 Nobel Prize in Physics was awarded for the discovery that the expansion of the universe is accelerating, a phenomenon also known as dark energy. Give me the surname of any one of the recipients.
Nominate Weber.
Pearl, Weissmuller.
No, I'm afraid it's Perlmutter, Schmidt
Perlmutter.
and Rice. Never mind. 5 points for this. In 2013, NASA joined the European Space Agency's mission to investigate the nature of dark energy. Which ancient author, whose works include The Elements, gives his name to this mission?
Sorry?
Euclid. Correct. The Euclid mission may reveal whether the density of dark energy is variable, as it would be according to a theory named after the classical fifth element, known by what name? Come on.
Ether?
No, it's quintessence. 10 points. Firstly, for 5, what three-letter acronym denotes the spectroscopy in which radio frequency radiation flips nuclear spins within a sample placed in a magnetic field?
Sorry? MRI, I don't know.
MRI.
No, it's NMR, nuclear magnetic resonance. Secondly, which German physicist gives his name to a form of spectroscopy involving the measurement of the absorption of gamma radiation by nuclei?
No.
Yeah, Max Planck.
No, it's Mossbauer. And finally, born 1845, which German scientist discovered X-rays?
Röntgen.
Nominate Perry Jones.
Röntgen?
Correct. 10 points for 10 points for this. What is the common name for the regular solid figure having 6 plane faces and Schleffi symbol 4,3?
Cardiff Parry Jones.
Cube?
Correct. Your bonuses this time are on exponentiation in mathematics. In each case, I want the number defined by the following exponential formulae. Firstly, 1 million raised to the power 1/2.
1,000.
Correct. Secondly, 1 million raised to the power minus 1/6.
Minus 10?
No, it's 1/10. And finally, 1 million raised to the power 0.
1.
1 is correct. 3 minutes to go. Bonuses this time, Clare College, on acronyms in physics. LISA is a proposed mission to detect long-period gravitational waves from colliding black holes and other violent cosmic phenomena. The letters SA stand for space antenna. For what do the letters LI stand?
Light interferometry?
No, it's laser interferometer. Secondly, Amanda, an instrument located at the South Pole, is now incorporated into a larger instrument called IceCube. It is principally designed to detect muons created by what high-energy particles from space?
Neutrinos?
Correct. Finally, what four-letter name is used as an abbreviation for the untested particle physics theory of supersymmetry?
Susie?
Susie's right. 10 points for this. Listen carefully. When read as a Roman numeral, the three-letter abbreviation of the operator in vector calculus that yields the outward flux of a vector field is equivalent to what decimal number?
Claire Shanowski.
54.
Anyone like to buzz from Somerville?
Somerville Davis.
56.
No, it's 504 DIV. Right, test for this. In quantum mechanics, what is the ratio between the energies of the first and second energy levels of a hydrogen atom? And your bonuses are on astrophysics. What two-word phrase was introduced on the BBC's third programme at 6:30 p.m. on the 28th of March 1949 and later became a familiar designation of a cosmological model of the development of the universe?
Big Bang Theory.
Well, two words. So.
Three words.
Well, Big Bang or Big Bang Theory?
Okay, Big Bang Theory.
Big Bang Theory.
I asked for 2 words, but I'll accept that.
Okay.
Sure. With pioneering computer simulations in the 1950s, Fred Hoyle helped to establish the standard picture of which type of star, characterised by inert helium cores, thin hydrogen-burning shells, and extended convective envelopes.
What do you think? I should know, but...
Red Giants?
Red Giant?
Correct. And finally, in a paper published with William Fowler in 1960, Hoyle developed the idea that runaway nuclear fusion was the energy source in which astrophysical phenomena?
Expansion of supernova, probably supernova.
Yeah. Supernova.
Supernovae is correct, yes. Answer as soon as your name is called. What is the smallest positive integer that can be written in the form 375 times a plus 147 times b, where a and b are integers?
Southampton Evans.
512.
Anyone like to buzz from Queens?
Queen's Green.
498.
No, it's 3. 10 points for the... Queens, this set of bonuses are on number theory. What adjective describes an integer which is the sum of its distinct positive divisors excluding itself?
Perfect.
Correct. The only odd prime divisor of an even perfect number takes the form 2 to the n minus 1, after which 17th century French monk are such primes named?
Nominates Gamble.
Marseillan.
Percent is correct. What is the smallest perfect number?
6.
6 is correct. Right. 10 points for this starter question. After a type of shell, what 8-letter noun denotes a plane curve consisting of 2 branches situated...
Trinity Freeland.
Conchoid.
Conchoid is correct, yes. For this, listen carefully. In radians per second, what is the angular frequency of a simple pendulum of length 10 centimetres oscillating under the influence of gravity if the acceleration due to gravity is 10 metres per second squared?
Trinity Freeland.
1/10.
Anyone like to buzz from SOAS?
SOAS McKean.
A half.
No, it's 10. 10 points for this. In meteorology and oceanography, what action gives rise to the Coriolis Force, which contributes...
Trinity Darnoshik Zorko.
The rotation of the Earth.
Yes. These bonuses, Manchester, are on particle physics. In the standard model of particle physics, nuclear and electromagnetic forces are carried by particles called gauge bosons. The only gauge bosons to have electric charge are designated by what letter?
W.
Correct. The remaining particles are fermions, ranked in 3 generations. The second generation of fermions comprises the muon neutrino, and which 2 types of quark?
It's the strange and charm.
Strange and charm.
Correct. What general name is given to fermions that are not quarks?
Fermions are not quarks. Leptons.
Leptons.
Correct. Don't have a question. Expressed in kilo-electron volts, electromagnetic radiation at what energy is an indicator of annihilating electrons and positrons, as seen, for example...
Manchester Day.
Gamma rays.
No, you lose 5 points, as seen, for example, in the region near our galactic centre.
Cardiff Evans.
1,000.
No, it's 511, Kebs. 10 points for this. Which Swedish scientist gives his name to the unit of length that is 1 times 10 to the minus 10 metres?
Angstrom.
Angstrom.
Correct. Born in... Why is geometry often described as cold and dry? One reason lies in its inability to describe the shape of a cloud, a mountain or a tree. These are the words of which mathematician in his pioneering work of 1975?
Somerville Beer.
Mandelbrot?
Correct. In atmospheric physics, what term denotes the optical phenomenon of a yellowish-white halo around the sun caused by...
Southampton to Co.
Corona.
Correct. Start a question. Listen carefully. If a single self-replicating robot takes 1 year to produce 10 copies of itself, all of which are activated on the same day, after how many years will the number of robots exceed 1 million?
Somerville Davis.
6.
Correct. Points for this. Because of its low neutron capture cross-section, which alloy of magnesium and aluminium has been used for cladding uranium fuel elements in nuclear reactors?
Southampton Loxham.
Magnox.
Correct. A many-ringed impact crater in the southern hemisphere of Venus is named after which Austrian physicist? She was involved in the discovery and explanation of nuclear fission and gives her name to the element with the atomic number 109.
Would you know female scientists? Names give us all.
Whichever names.
Come on, let's have it, please.
We don't know.
It's Meitner, Lisa Meitner. This answer as soon as your name is called. If log base 9 of x plus log base 3 of x equals 6, what is x?
Somerville Walker.
2.
No, Southampton, one of you, Buzz.
Southampton Evans.
3.
No, it's 81. 10 points. 10 points for this. What unit of pressure is defined as 101,325 newtons per square metre? Its equivalent.
Claire Shanofsky.
The atmosphere.
Correct. Listen carefully. By what factor does the wave velocity in a string increase if its tension is increased by a factor of 2 and its mass per unit length is decreased by the same factor?
Claire Shanofsky.
1.
Anyone like to buzz from Queens?
Queen's Gamble.
4.
No, it's 2. 10 points. Your bonuses are on books about mathematicians. The work of 2 Greek authors, the 2008 graphic novel Logicomics, concerns the quest for logical certainty in mathematics and has as its narrator which British philosopher?
Bertrand Russell.
Correct. Which self-taught Indian mathematician who came to Cambridge University in 1914 is the subject of Robert Canigal's 1991 biography, The Man Who Knew Infinity?
I'll nominate Green.
Bose.
No, it's Ramanujan. And finally, The Music of the Primes sees its author, Marcus de Sautoy, attempt to solve which hypothesis named after the 19th century German mathematician who formulated it, and now listed as one of the Millennium Prize problems.
Stop listening to the question.
Might be, but I don't think. Go.
I'll nominate Gamble.
Riemann.
Correct, or Riemann, yes. This, equal to 3.6 times 10 to the 6 joules. What is the standard unit used by the electricity supply industry for energy consumption?
Queen's Green.
British thermal unit.
No, you lose 5
Claire
points.
Shanofsky.
You don't need to buzz, you could have heard the rest of it.
Kilowatt hour.
Kilowatt hour is correct, yes. Right, another starter question now. Equal to 1 on the real line, 2 on the plane, and 3 in classical physical space. Which invariant describes the minimal number of linearly independent vectors that generate a vector space?
Manchester Day.
4.
Anyone like to buzz from Southampton?
Southampton to Co.
Is it an orthogonal set?
No, it's dimension. These bonuses, Manchester, are on the sciences. Given the symbol CZ, what two-word term denotes an artificial diamond simulant ultimately derived from a group 4 element used as a structural material in nuclear reactors?
Cubic. Nominate day.
Cubic zirconia?
Correct. Secondly, the SI unit of volume, the cubic metre, is equivalent to how many litres?
1,000.
Correct. In crystallography, cubic is an alternative name for what system in which the 3 axes are equal and mutually at right angles?
Orthogonal?
No, it's isometric. Music round now. For your music starter, in a departure from our normal procedure, you will first hear the excerpt and then the question. If you buzz in incorrectly during the excerpt, you will lose 5 points in this instance. Listen very carefully. Remember, you may not confer.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Right. Answer as soon as your name is called. Give me the sum total of the numbers mentioned in the lyrics.
Southampton Loxham.
15.
Nope.
Manchester Mitchell.
14.
No, it's 75. OK, you heard 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 by Manfred Mann. Your bonuses are 3 more songs with numbers in the lyrics. In each case, I want you to give me the sum total of all the numbers in the excerpt. Obviously, you need to listen until the excerpt ends. Firstly, for 5, the total number here, please.
And it's a 2, 4, 6, 8, and it's too late. sun coming up with the morning light. Whiskey sitting pretty in a two-wheel stallion. It's all set up, love, got a beat on you.
44.
Yeah, no, it's 56. You missed out two-wheel stallion and 10-ton lorry.
That's nice to know.
2468 motorway, Tom Robinson. Let's hear the next one now, and you can give me the same thing.
Tell you what, why don't we cross the city limit and head on down the M62? It's only 39 miles and 45 minutes to Manchester, and that's my birthplace. Driving away from home, 30 miles or more.
176.
I've got 177.
Was there an extra one?
I think I heard an extra one.
Was there an extra one? 177?
Bad luck, it was 176. Good effort, though. And finally, the total of the numbers mentioned in this track, please.
I was just sorry ever after 74, 75. Giving me more and I'll defy, 'cause you're really only after 74, 75.
298.
Yeah. 298.
Correct! President of the Royal Society from 1915 to 1920, which physicist revolutionised the knowledge of atomic structure by his discovery of the electron?
Oh, no. J.J. Thomson.
Oh, I'll nominate J.J. Thomson.
Correct. Which early 20th century president of the Royal Society gives his name to the dispersion of electromagnetic radiation by particles that have a radius less than approximately 1/10 the wavelength of the radiation?
Raleigh, I think.
Raleigh.
Rayleigh or Raleigh is correct. These bonuses are on the summation of infinite series. If a sequence of real numbers has a convergent infinite sum, what is the limiting value of the sequence? Come on.
1.
No, it's 0. In solving the Basel problem, Leonhard Euler proved that the sum of the reciprocals of the positive square numbers is equal to what?
A half.
No, it's pi squared divided by 6. In base 3 arithmetic, what number has ternary expansion 0.2 recurring, a quantity equal to twice the sum of the reciprocals of the positive powers of 3? Come on.
I'll nominate. Yet.
No, it's 1. There's 2. These bonuses are on synthetic elements of the periodic table, Manchester. Formerly known as unquadium and unhexium, two super-heavy elements numbered 114 and 116 were officially renamed in May 2012, each after a physics laboratory involved in their characterization. Give me either of the new names.
Nominate day.
Livornium?
Yeah, you've got it. Livermorium. That's right, yes. It's the Lawrence Livermore Laboratory in California. The other one is flerovium, after Flerov in Russia. In 1937, which element with the atomic number 43 and no stable isotopes was the first to be discovered by synthesis rather than by its presence in natural materials?
Technetium.
Technetium is correct. Unbehexium, an as yet unsynthesized element with the atomic number 126, may possess some long-lived isotopes for such a heavy element, thus putting it near the peak of what hypothetical geographical realm of nuclear physics?
Super heavy elements, maybe?
Super heavy elements?
No, it's the island of stability. We're going to... In mathematics, what name is given to the simplest example of a Brownian link in which the 3 interwoven circles are arranged so that the removal of any one circle leaves the remaining 2 unlinked?
Manchester Day.
Mandelbrot set.
No. Anyone like to buzz from Trinity?
Trinity Freeland.
Are the Baromean rings?
Correct. Just for this, listen carefully. What percentage is the thermal efficiency of a Carnot engine that operates between 2 heat reservoirs of temperature 300 Kelvin and 400 Kelvin, respectively?
Trinity Darnoche Exorco.
25%.
Correct. Next time you buzz, you must answer straight away, though. Right, your bonuses are on mathematics, Trinity. The quadratic equation ax squared plus bx plus c equals 0 has a repeated or double root if the quantity b squared minus 4ac equals 0. What name is given to this quantity?
The discriminant.
Correct. What is the numerical value of the repeated or double root of the equation 4x squared plus 4x plus 1?
Minus a half.
Correct. The equation x cubed plus 4x squared plus 5x plus 2 equals 0 has a double root at x equals minus 1. What's the value of its other root?
2. Do you think 2? Hang on, what was it? X cubed. X cubed plus was it 5x squared and 4x. Okay. So it's double root of minus 1. What was the final coefficient? Because that's the product of the roots. 2, I think. So minus 2.
Minus 2.
Minus 2 is right for this. In topology, which 5-letter word describes the number of holes of a connected...
Trinity Freeland.
Genus.
Correct. French astronomer Pierre Janssen discovered which element through the observation of a yellow spectral emission line during a solar eclipse of 1868.
Manchester Day.
Helium.
Yes. For this, from the Greek meaning beside another plane surface, what term denotes a geometrical solid with 6 faces, each in the form of a parallelogram?
Trinity Freeland.
Parallelepiped.
Correct. You're going to... Given a circle of diameter r, inscribed a square of side length r, what is the probability that a randomly chosen point in the square will be contained inside the circle?
So as Vivian Neal.
2/3.
Anyone like to buzz from Somerville?
Somerville Walker.
2/3 pi.
No, it's pi over 4. This set of bonuses, SOAS, are on linear algebra. In each case, I want the name of the described scalar quantity associated to the square matrix M. A scalar lambda for which there exists a non-zero vector v such that m multiplied by v equals lambda times v.
Venezuela.
And no, it's an eigenvalue. Secondly, the sum of the entries of the main diagonal of M. Come on, let's crack on.
Pass.
It's the trace and an alternating sum of products of entries of M, which, in the case of the 2x2 matrix with top row A, B and bottom row C, D, is equal to AD minus BC.
Inverse.
No, it's the determinant. 10 points for this. Answer as soon as your name is called. When written in hexadecimal, the decimal number 251 spells the abbreviation of which popular website?
SOAS Figaro.
BBC.
Anyone want to buzz from Somerville?
Somerville Beer.
Facebook.
Facebook is right, yes. Right, 10 points for this starter question. In mathematics, what word describes a polynomial having all its terms of the same degree or a linear equation with 0 constant term? In more general speech, it refers to something uniform in nature or consistent...
Trinity Freeland.
Homogeneous.
Correct. Your bonuses are on the German scientist Gustav Kirchhoff. In the early 1860s, Kirchhoff worked with his countryman Robert Bunsen to discover rubidium and which other metallic element, the most alkaline and electropositive element, it's used in photoelectric cells.
Cesium?
Correct. Kirchhoff and Bunsen used which branch of optics to discover these two new elements?
Is that maybe spectroscopy? That's what they could be using.
Spectroscopy?
Correct. And finally, Kirchhoff formulated 2 laws concerning electrical networks. The first states that the algebraic sum of the currents in all the conductors that meet in a point is what value?
0.
Which by 0? Is that 0?
Zero.
0 is correct. Listen carefully, answer as soon as your name is called. If 2 parallel plates separated by 1 millimetre are charged to a potential difference of 1,000 volts, what in volts per metre is the electric field strength between them?
Somerville Walker.
1.
Anyone like to buzz from Trinity?
Trinity Ridley.
1 million.
1 million is correct, yes. Well, these bonuses are on the solar system. Assign each of the 8 planets a numeral based on its order outward from the sun, with Mercury being 1 and so on, and then give the answer to the following calculations. Firstly, the sum of all moonless planets.
Mercury, Venus, and then that's it. Isn't it? Mercury, because
Yeah.
they're all of them, so it's three.
3 is correct, yes. Secondly, the third most massive planet multiplied by the planet with the largest satellite.
Uranus.
No, isn't it?
It's Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus. They get smaller.
Yeah, but it's the one with the most massive satellite.
Yeah, times 7 times something.
I think Saturn might have the biggest.
It's going to be Jupiter. 35. Yeah. 35.
No, it's 40. It's Neptune times Jupiter. And finally, the least dense planet minus the second largest planet.
Saturn and Mercury.
The least dense. Surely the gaseous planets are
No,
less dense.
I'm sure it's Saturn because it will float on water. So Saturn, which is
6.
6, and the other one was
Was
Mercury. So Mercury's 1, isn't it?
Okay. 6.
No, it's 0 because they're both Saturn. Yes. Right, another picture round. For your picture starter, you will see a photograph of a scientist. To get 10 points, you just have to name him.
Somerville Walker.
Alfred Nobel.
Anyone like to buzz from Trinity?
Trinity Darnojic Zorko.
Paul Dirac.
No, it's Nikola Tesla, so picture bonus. So Tesla, as you know, who was the picture starter, gives his name to the SI unit of magnetic flux density. For your bonuses, you're going to see portraits of 3 more scientists who've given their names to SI units. In each case, I want the name of the SI unit. Firstly, for 5, the SI unit named after this scientist.
Could Joule? Could that be Joule? Henry? Okay, Joule sounds.
Joule?
No, it's Farad. That's Michael Faraday. Secondly,
Is that Volta maybe?
Volt.
Volta is right. That is Alessandro Volta. And finally,
Is that Joule? I don't know. We don't have much to go by here, do we?
No.
He was a floating
Darkness
head.
and light. Manichaeanism.
Joule.
no, it's Watt. That's James Watt. 10. These bonuses, Somerville College, are on physics. A space station in a low Earth orbit of 300 kilometres altitude experiences what acceleration due to Earth's gravity? Give you an answer in metres per second squared to the nearest whole number, please.
Is it not like 9.8, or am I thinking of something different?
not
Oh, right, fair.
4.
No, it's 9. In a circular orbit, the square of the orbital speed is equal to acceleration multiplied by what quantity?
It's not the radius or anything like that, is it? Or...
Sorry?
Come on.
The cube of the radius.
No, it's just the radius. Bad luck. Therefore, with an orbital radius of approximately 6,700 kilometres, what is the space station's speed in kilometres per second to the nearest whole number?
Have a guess, I think. I don't think this is just... You go.
2,000.
Just go for it.
2,000.
No, it's 8. 10 points for this.